what you do,
Is there a depth that you set here or something that you like?
you have to use this to square the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You just off of the deck, you just put it in there and make sure the ring, so you get a good reading.
So what we're doing here now is we're measuring for the piston ring gap. So Jimmy's getting them squared up in the bores, and what he's going to do is, if you look here, in here,
I gotta get a feeler gauge.
he's going to go get a feeler gauge, but let me show you what we got going on here. So if you see here in the gap,
Right here.
oh, don't, right, yep, that right there, on that gap, we actually got to open those up maybe. Jimmy's going to check the tolerance on these, and we're going to go from there. So we'll just wait for Jimmy to get his feeler gauge, and he's going to go in and check that.
What are we looking for, Jimmy? What's the magic
I don't know.
number?
I don't know what they're gonna come up. You just have to stick.
See where
That
we're
was
at.
a 17. Evidently, I must have taken this all apart at one time and got it not put back together in
That
order.
happens. They they
Yeah,
come
well.
apart pretty easy.
It's what happens when you're busy. There's 18.
It fits.
It's 18. Okay. So actually, it moved the piston ring. It's more like 17.
Super
so.
close, yeah.
There's 19.
All right, so we're back to checking the gap on these. One thing is that they have these spec sheets that come with your
19
pistons,
went in there.
and it talks about taking your bore
19's in there. It says 19.
times whatever application you have in here. So like this chart here
Nope,
has
that one's not quite.
street, high performance.
Well, we didn't
drag
zero
racing.
all these
Oh.
rings, but
So what we're doing is we're street, high performance. So it's basically saying take the bore times 0.0045, and so we're doing is squaring all these up, and we're gonna check them. So where we need to be on this is roughly 19 thousandths
and
on
it's
it.
fitting perfect.
And as Jimmy's going in there, putting the feeler gauge in,
19,000.
the 19 thousandths fitting. So just go through and check each one to make sure that your top ring is actually going to fit properly.
Well, we have to do it with the middle ring
Yep.
too. Oil ring usually don't have to fit them as a general rule.
Yep, that's it. That is it.
Now, see, that's
Just a
It fit.
smidgen,
yeah. I'm not
but
gonna
it fits.
It
yeah,
fit
it ain't-
3/4 of the way through the ring. I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, now these are the top rings on this side. We know they fit.
Now we
Now,
check
it
the
don't
other.
make any difference to mix them up because we already made sure they're all the same. So it
Yes.
don't make any difference which hole they goes back in. We just gotta make sure these go on the right.
So maybe a little clearer picture on here. Sorry, this is wrinkled up. So basically on here, your application for ring and gap. Street high performance, drag racing, road racing, nitrous turbo supercharger. So it talks about you take your bore times a certain amount on each one. Now, where that comes into a lot of importance is you gotta know your bore of the cylinder. We've already bored this over 30 from a factory, so it's 4.39. So we took it times top ring times 0.045 as it stated to get our baseline, which is about 19 thousandths. These all checked out good. So now what Jimmy's going to go ahead and do is he's going to do the second ring in there. And so it's basically saying 0.004, 4 thousandths, 8 thousandths bigger
4
than top
thousandths
rings.
bigger than the top ring, or 4 to 8 thousandths bigger than the top ring.
Yep.
Is what it says.
Yep.
I'm gonna get my calculator.
No, it just says it's supposed to be 4 to 8 thousandths bigger.
Oh, okay. So we
if-
already know we're
if
at
the top
19.
ring 19 thousandths,
So
we
we
got
can go-
we got
if
a
it's
range anywhere
23.
from 4 to 8 bigger.
So you can go 23 to 27 thousandths. 23 to 27 thousandths on that.
Did you tell them why I'm using a square to make sure the ring fits square in the cylinder?
I know some people will use a piston to square it up, Jimmy, but
That don't work.
why are you using the square?
You put the piston in it, sometimes it moves the ring too far off. If you put the square in it, you can pull the ring up against the bottom of the square, and then that way you know what's
So
in
you're
there.
basically using the square across the deck.
The deck,
Okay.
because it's 90, the shoulder's 90 degrees with the deck. That's what you want. Make sure the ring's
So this
sitting
is
in there.
actually a pretty good tutorial. So he's taking this square and it's going against the deck 90 degrees. So he's going around at different points and he's actually squaring a round hole. Pretty interesting. He's
Well,
making
you're
it-
squaring a round ring and you're just making sure it's 90 degrees with the deck, that it's sitting square in the bore,
Right.
basically. So we can get a true measurement. What are you coming up with?
Well, that's what we're. I think we're right where we need to be. So,
Well, we
our
were-
range is 20 up to.
23 to 27 thousandths.
Yep. You know what we're missing? I couldn't find it. Maybe it's somewhere buried, but we jumped from 26 to 28. 28 was just a hair tight, so we're probably right at that 27.
There's 30, 32. No, it's in there.
It's in there. Yeah, I probably just overlooked it.
22, 21, 19. So you checked 22 and they were way, that was
Oh
way
yeah, I've
loose
got
right
all
on
these
there.
out here. You can go up to 27. 27 is really close, or 26. I mean.
Yeah, maybe this thing doesn't have a 27. I figured it would have.
But you can go from the 26 to the 28, and you can tell it's right between there.
26.
That's your 28, isn't it? Yeah, 28.
28. 28, 26. There's 30. 26. Well, I'll tell you what. They said we got 8,000.
Mm-hmm.
If a 26 will fit it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yep.
see, that's
See, that
snug.
one's a little snug, so you can
Yeah. Okay.
maybe go down to a 20, 3, 4.
Yeah, 'cause we're 23 to.
Mm-hmm.
There's 24.
23 it is.
That one needs to be filed.
Okay.
Okay, so we was
It was 26 on the rest of them.
26. Fits that one. It's going to take a little off of that one.
Okay.
Fits that one.
Take some
Definitely
off
take
that
some
one.
off of that.
Okay.
So we got a couple we need to take some off of. So
I
we're.
really don't want you to film this part.
Oh, yep. We're gonna go ahead and file these down. It's a secret. It's not really, but we're gonna go ahead and get these done, and we'll be back in a few.